Good day, and welcome to the Lilly Roddy Show, coming to you from the LRS studios here in Houston, Texas. Thank you for joining me this day as we talk about what's going on for the next week, April 6th through April 12th. The big event for this month, of course, is the Cardinal Cosmic Cross. We have been feeling this planetary alignment easily since last week, and in some cases really since last month. Now, what is the Cosmic Cross? This is the arrangement of 4 planets in the shape of a cross. Pluto is in Capricorn, Uranus is in Aries, Jupiter is in Cancer, and Mars is in Libra. We can see the effects of the death and rebirth aspects of Pluto, accepting the individuality with Uranus, protecting our homeland with Jupiter, and looking to see who our allies really are with Mars. Each one of these planets can try and pull the balance to their favor. The secret is to stay in the middle and balance the forces. We're all feeling pulled in several different directions at the same time. Set your priorities and stick with them. The Cosmic Cross will have a strong effect all through April. This is a great time for change, and most of it not under our control. Stand up for what you believe. It's a very big time of change, this whole month. So this energy will just continue to build. We experienced the first week, the second week, the third week, the fourth week of April. Plenty of energy. And as I keep emphasizing, this is a time for change and decisions. Let's look at our daily forecast for Sunday, April 6th through April 12th of 2014. Sunday, April 6th, the moon transits family-loving Cancer today. The moon trines Neptune at 5:38 a.m. What a great morning to sleep in or just enjoy the morning calm. The moon conjuncts Jupiter at 4:33 p.m. This is an opportune afternoon for an adventure, changing your routine, or enjoying a family gathering. Later in the evening, the moon squares Uranus at 6:02 p.m. We're feeling restless this early evening and are looking for something to distract us. Some of you will feel especially edgy. The moon opposes Pluto at 7:42 p.m. We're feeling fairly clear about how we feel, what's working, and what's not working. We are drawn to take action in our lives to help with our need to control things that are beyond our control. This can be a time when your thinking and machinations are overly pessimistic. Monday, April 7th, the moon still resides in emotionally charged Cancer throughout the day. The moon squares the sun at 3:31 a.m. This could make for an active dream night or a creative mind if you're awake. Later in the morning, the moon squares Mars at 7:34 a.m. We're feeling the challenge of the day. Give yourself extra time this morning so you don't feel like you're in a rush. People are likely to be argumentative this morning. Mercury enters Aries at 10:35 a.m. This is the planet that symbolizes travel and communications. Mercury enters the fast-acting and fast-speaking sign of Aries for the next 16 days or so. So what we say is important. Just ask us. The moon trines Saturn at 1:14 p.m. This is a favorable time for any kind of business, real estate, or long-term estate planning activities. We are thinking very clearly this afternoon. The moon is now void, of course, from 1:14 p.m. until Tuesday morning at 4:40 a.m. when Luna enters Leo. This is one of those void, of course, times, a long time, so keep your expectations realistic. Tuesday, April 8th, the moon starts the day void of course in tenacious Cancer. The moon enters creative Leo at 4:40 a.m. and stabilizes that process. The moon trines Mercury at 7:56 a.m. This is a good morning for organizing your tasks, blogging, or sorting out your thoughts. And always a good time for any detailed or serious work. Later in the afternoon, the Sun opposes Mars. This is actually the midpoint of the Mars retrograde cycle today. This aspect will give us a lot of energy, willfulness, and personal drive. On this day, we'll feel challenged by our environment, our lives, and the people we interact with. This could be a day when we see people rush into action without thinking ahead. People may be angry, defensive, and possibly overbearing. On a personal level, you can use this energy to focus on the task at hand and put that energy into completing your goals. If you start to feel frustrated and angry, step back, have a glass of lemonade, and give it another try. This aspect is in effect all day and is part of the building energy in the cardinal cosmic cross. Wednesday, April 9th, the moon spends the entire day in determined Leo. The moon trines Uranus 6:50 a.m. We're feeling more upbeat this morning. Our problem-solving skills are working well, and we're seeing ourselves being set free from some of our problems. Much later in the day, the moon sextiles Mars at 6:12 p.m. This will be a real boost to our energy for the evening. This can be a very good evening to be out with your partner or with someone that you're hoping will be your partner. We are feeling flirty and energetic. Finally, the moon trines the Sun at 9:28 p.m. This energy only adds to the nice energy that started earlier in the evening. We're feeling a bit more laid back, and this is a good time for any type of creative activity. Thursday, April 10th, the day starts with the moon in Leo, and she'll reside there until very late afternoon. Very early in the morning, the moon squares Saturn. Let's hope that we're all asleep when this aspect occurs. We have to be careful not to feel overly pessimistic with this aspect. This aspect of Moon and Saturn is supposed to help us see the holes in our plans so that we can fix them. The moon is now void of course at 1:26 a.m. until 5:08 p.m. This is one of those days when the moon is void of course for most of the day. It's not a bad day, but it's not a day where you can push your own agenda easily. Try to have a more laid-back attitude. The moon enters detail-oriented Virgo at 5:08 p.m. The moon is no longer void of course, and we are a bit more focused. However, there are no aspects for the rest of the day. Many of us will feel like we have low energy or that we're just bored. You should have a low-key evening. Friday, April 11th, the moon continues moving through routine-loving Virgo, and don't we love those routines? Today, Neptune, planet of spiritual retreat and psychic impressions, rules the day. This will generally be a low-key day all day long. If you can, this is a great day to take off for a mental health day. Let's look at the daily aspects. The moon opposes Venus at 4:55 a.m. This is another one of those great mornings to stay in bed or have breakfast in bed. Not much later in the morning, the moon opposes Neptune, our first Neptune contact of the day, 6:21 a.m. This will add to our slow start this morning. The energy of this transit is one of rest and retreat. It's not the energy needed for dealing with the public. And you may not be up for any kind of drama. Much later in the afternoon, the moon sextiles Jupiter at 5:47 p.m. Finally, our energy levels are getting better. and it would be better to schedule important meetings or activities for later in the day. We are connecting with people easily this afternoon, but we're really interested in topics that assist in expanding our security. This is a good day to be teaching, writing, or doing a presentation on alternative health methods. The moon trines Pluto at 7:52 p.m. We're processing information and processing our emotions easily this evening. We can see what's useful and what's not. It's much easier to let go of issues and baggage this evening. And finally, later in the evening, Venus conjuncts Neptune, 9:24 p.m. Really, this is the dominant aspect of the day. Since this aspect has been in effect all day, it's been keeping a lid on our energy levels. This kind of combination of planets would represent a time for you to go to the lake house or to the beach and question the meaning of life. We are super sensitive today, and we'll all be seeking a more peaceful path. This is a great time to exercise our imagination, delve into our fantasies, and to experience self-acceptance. Choose your company carefully this evening, since our psychic receptors will be turned up to maximum. This aspect is in effect all day. Saturday, April 12th, the moon stays in Virgo, the fixer, for the whole day, although she will end up spending about half of that day void of course. The moon sextiles Saturn, 12:12 p.m. We're making good progress this afternoon and really being productive with our time. Moon-Saturn connections are always a good time for organizing, planning for the future, or dealing with your aging parents. The moon, of course, is now void of course, from 12:12 p.m. until 3:33 a.m. on Sunday, the whole rest of our day. Since this day is a long void of course moon period, try to get most of your important activities done before noon. You will still have plenty of energy in the afternoon, but you may not be as focused as you would like to be. Well, that wraps up what's coming up for next week. If you're interested in a personal session from me, you can always contact me at LillyRoddyShow@AOL.com, LillyRoddyShow.com, or find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. I want to thank you for joining me this week, and I hope to see you next week as we continue to cover the Cardinal Cosmic Cross through April. This is the Lilly Roddy Show, reminding you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that we're coming from the LRS studios here in Houston, Texas, reminding you to keep those stars in your eyes. Bye-bye.